When we think of Power Rangers, the first thing that comes to mind are those colorful heroes from TV, fighting monsters and saving the day. But did you know there are many Power Ranger teams you've never seen on screen? Ones that exist only in the comics. That's right, parallel universes, brand new powers, and stories that go far beyond what you've ever seen on TV. In this video, we're diving deep into these exclusive American teams, revealing their members and secrets, exploring how they expand the Ranger universe, and uncovering a whole new side of these beloved heroes that most fans have never seen. Stick around until the end because this video will challenge everything you thought you knew about the Power Rangers. If you're a true Power Rangers fan, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe right now. The Omega Rangers were first introduced in Go-Go Power Rangers number 32. Zach, Trini, and Jason were chosen to leave the original team and embark on a highly important intergalactic mission. This time, their purpose went far beyond any threat they had ever faced. They were recruited to operate outside the traditional Power Ranger structure, taking on a far greater responsibility to monitor and intervene against forces capable of destroying the Morphin Grid itself. Following the events of Shattered Grid, the Blue Emissary selected the three, along with the alien warrior Kia, to become the new Omega Rangers. The idea of the original Rangers running a secret, parallel operation added a more mature and political tone to the story, blending espionage, space sci-fi, and deep moral dilemmas. To take on this mission, they had to abandon their roles in Zordon's original team, believing they could do more by fighting on a cosmic scale. However, this decision even led to tension with Tommy. The group received special gauntlets as their new morphers. Trini, known for her logic and resilience, became the Yellow Omega Ranger. Zach, brave and loyal, took on the mantle of the Black Omega Ranger. Jason, fearless and strategic, became the Red Omega Ranger. And Kia, ambitious and powerful, became the Blue Omega Ranger. Together, they formed the last line of defense for the universe, the Omega Rangers, protectors of life and guardians of justice. Their Zords are among the oldest creations in the cosmos, ancient beings that reflect the alien life forms of their time. Their missions are high risk and have cosmic implications: infiltrations on hostile worlds, clashes with extraplanar entities, and interventions to protect the Morphin Grid on a universal level. Operating in secrecy, their morality is often ambiguous. The final page of their reveal is symbolic. On one side, the old team continues its work with new members. On the other, the Omega Rangers depart for their first mission in a distant galaxy, marking the beginning of a new era for the Power Rangers. Throughout the comics, their lineup has changed and countless twists have unfolded, but that's a story for another video. The story takes place in an epic crossover between the Power Rangers and the Godzilla universe. In Godzilla vs. Power Rangers 2, we see Astronema and Rita Repulsa joining forces in a plot to finally defeat the heroes. Rita steals Astronema's Psycho Rangers and uses dark magic to drain energy from the Kaiju, the giant monsters from Godzilla's world, twisting that immense power for evil. Faced with this threat, the Power Rangers convince Zordon, Alpha 5, and the mystical entity known as Elias to combine technology, magic, and Kaiju artifacts in order to fight back. From that alliance, the Kaiju Power Coins are born, devices that grant the Rangers the abilities of legendary Kaiju. When the Kaiju Power Coins are activated, a new team emerges, the Kaiju Rangers. Not only do they gain new powers, but also Zords inspired by their corresponding Kaiju, ready to battle both Rita's army of monsters and the Kaiju Psycho Rangers. Jason Lee Scott becomes the Red Rodan Kaiju Ranger, channeling the fiery might of Rodan. With massive wings and devastating sonic attacks, he dominates the skies like a living storm. Zach Taylor takes on the mantle of the Black King Caesar Kaiju Ranger, bonded to the legendary guardian King Caesar. His raw strength and endurance make him the team's shield, a warrior of pure defense and power. Billy Cranston transforms into the Blue Anguirus Kaiju Ranger, inheriting Anguirus's armored ferocity. His suit bristles with spikes and agility, making him a relentless close combat fighter. Trini Guan becomes the Yellow Baragon Kaiju Ranger. Linked to the subterranean creature Baragon, she can tunnel through the ground, sense movement through vibrations, and unleash powerful energy bursts, the embodiment of stability and willpower. And at the heart of this colossal fusion stands Tommy Oliver, the green Godzilla Kaiju Ranger. Empowered by Godzilla, the king of the monsters himself, Tommy becomes a primal force of nature. His armor glows with atomic energy, making him the ultimate warrior of this new Ranger era. Each of these Rangers embody both the physical and spiritual traits of their Kaiju counterparts. Helmets adorned with horns, crests and scales, suits with organic textures, and an aura that fuses technology with instinct. This union of man, machine, and monster is one of the most incredible sights ever brought to life in the comics. Now, I'm going to mention several teams all at once because these formations weren't deeply explored, so we don't have much story or background for each of them. However, they all appeared in the same comic issue, and they're quite interesting, especially since they explore the multiverse. In Power Rangers Infinity, released in 2024, we meet a villain named Poisandra, who begins absorbing entire realities. So every team I mention here had their world absorbed by her. The first comic-exclusive team we're introduced to are the Power Rangers Paladin Force. They're a team of night-themed heroes, wearing armor, wielding weapons and shields, living in a medieval dimension until they begin to fade away because of Poisandra. The team was made up of 5 Rangers: green with the power of the unicorn, yellow with the power of the bull, blue with the power of the lion, red with the power of the dragon, and pink with the power of the phoenix. After that, we meet the Power Rangers Personal Trainer Force, a team of 4 Rangers: red, blue, yellow, and green. They're extremely motivational, obsessed with self-improvement and overcoming limits, athletic and well-built, always stretching and training, and they're accompanied by a robot with a punching bag. Beyond those teams, we also see other groups that were wiped out after Poisandra absorbed their worlds, leaving only one survivor from each. There were the Power Rangers Pirates, who sailed across the coin seas aboard Trini's ship, Luck of Trini, a tough and determined crew made up of the pink, green, blue, and black Rangers, with black being the only survivor. Another team was the Pom Pom Rangers, themed around cheerleading. They were a squad that competed in tournaments and even won the national championship. There were 5 Rangers: blue, red, green, pink, and yellow, with yellow being the only one who survived. Then there were the Pride and Prejudice Rangers, whose only survivor was Lady Penelope Prescott, the Pink Ranger. Her teammates, blue, red, and yellow, perished when their world was absorbed. Next came the Peggy Rangers, a team composed entirely of elderly women with a crafts and knitting theme. The only survivor was the blue Peggy Ranger. The red, green, and yellow members did not make it. Finally, we have the Polar Bear Rangers, a hockey-themed team where all members were polar bears. Only the Red Ranger survived. Pink, yellow, black, and green vanished along with their world. Together, all the survivors came together to form a new team, Power Rangers Infinity, alongside Lola, a human girl who wasn't part of any Ranger team before, but was a huge fan of the heroes. But that's not all. This comic also introduces another team, the Power Rangers Paisley Overdrive. They have a musical theme, and their weapons are microphones, drumsticks, and a guitar. The team colors were red, green, blue, and yellow. Their world was about to be absorbed by Poisandra, but they were rescued by the Power Rangers Infinity, who intervened just in time, saved them from destruction, and ultimately defeated the villain. In an alternate universe, following the conclusion of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers comic events, planet Earth was colonized by the Altarians. They protected the planet from invasions and offered advanced technology, but ultimately turned it into one of their colonies. Now, several alien races live on Earth as refugees, and the Altarians have banned the use of Ranger powers, hunting down anyone who dares to use them. In this world lives Lauren Shiba, the former Red Samurai Ranger who lost her morpher and now lives as a fugitive, constantly pursued by the government's police forces. Everything changes when Rita Repulsa, who in this version has a more ambiguous morality, arrives in this world. After witnessing the authoritarian regime of the Altarians, she proposes an alliance with Lauren. Lauren agrees, and in issue number 3, by combining the Morpher's power with her magic, Rita Repulsa enhances Lauren's abilities, transforming her into the Red Prime Ranger, with an entirely new suit. However, even then, in issue number 4, the Red Prime Ranger finds herself in danger when Altarian government soldiers are about to destroy her. To save her, Rita Repulsa uses more magic and additional power coins to transform some of Lauren's new allies into Rangers as well. Interestingly, this time we have a male Ranger taking on the pink color, which, as you know, is quite unusual. His name is Orion, an alien refugee who has lived on Earth for 10 years. He's an empathetic character, always eager to help others. Alongside him is Valentina, the Yellow Ranger. At first, she was conflicted since she had always supported the Altarian government, but her perspective began to change over time. We also have 2 more male Rangers, the Prime Blue Ranger and the Prime Black Ranger. The Prime Blue Ranger, named Mark, is another refugee whose home planet was destroyed. He's the one who introduces Lauren to the rest of the team, becoming the link that brings them all together. Finally, the Prime Black Ranger is actually an Altarian himself, the son of one of their top military officers. However, his strong moral code drives him to fight against his own government. The Power Rangers Prime are still having their stories developed as the comics continue to be released, and there's a lot more to uncover in this unique world. What do you think about this new universe? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear your opinion. The Power Rangers and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles have crossed paths several times throughout history. We'd even seen them together in live action, back in the 4th episode of Power Rangers in Space, when both teams met for the first time. But in the comics, their encounters go much further. In 2019, a 5-issue crossover miniseries brought the two worlds together in an incredible way. And in issue number 4, we actually got to see the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles morph into Power Rangers. In this story, the young human Rangers lost access to their morphers. Zordon then came up with an idea to lend the power coins to the Ninja Turtles. At that moment, Donatello became the Black Ranger, April O'Neil took on the Pink Ranger mantle, Leonardo became Blue, Michelangelo took the yellow powers, and Raphael became the Red Ranger. Together, April and the Turtles became the Turtle Rangers, fighting against Wildfire and the Putty Patrollers, while the powerless Mighty Morphin team donned their Ninja Ranger suits. Casey Jones joined the Ninja Rangers in their mission to infiltrate the Foot Clan's base and rescue Tommy Oliver. It was an exciting and unexpected crossover that fans loved. Then, in 2022, the story continued. 6 months after their first adventure together, a new threat forced the Power Rangers and Ninja Turtles to reunite once again. During these events, Casey Jones was captured and transformed into the mysterious Ranger X, a dark, conflicted warrior seemingly aligned with evil. His transformation was tied to an ancient set of lost morphers hidden within Dimension X, a realm ruled by Krang and the Utroms, who were now allied with Mistress Vile, the new, evolved form of Rita Repulsa. When Mistress Vile invaded Angel Grove with her interdimensional army, it was revealed that Zordon had already granted the Ninja Turtles their own morphers, allowing them to fight alongside the Rangers once more. But the conflict didn't stop there. The battle expanded beyond Earth, reaching Dimension X itself. There, the heroes discovered the destroyed morphers of that world's original defenders, colored purple, orange, red, and blue, and managed to reactivate them using the energy of the Power Node, the core that links Dimension X to the Morphin Grid. Thus were born the Dimension X Rangers, a new team made up of Leonardo, Michelangelo, Donatello, and Raphael, now the successors of the fallen protectors of that alien realm. Their mission? To face Rita and Krang on their own turf and restore balance to the Morphin Grid before its power is corrupted forever. Meanwhile, back on Earth, the human Rangers once again lost access to their morphing abilities. Facing a total energy collapse, Billy and Donatello combined their scientific brilliance to craft a temporary solution, merging the power of the power coins with the mutagen, the same substance responsible for the Turtles' mutations. The result was a new, wild, and unstable source of power, one that transformed the Rangers into mutant Power Rangers. By using the mutagen, the Rangers underwent biological mutations, gaining animal-like traits and superhuman strength. Though their new appearances were monstrous, their purpose remained noble: to defend Angel Grove while the Dimension X Rangers fought across dimensions to restore the Morphin Grid. However, the mutation came at a terrible cost. The Rangers had to battle their own instincts, struggling to stay in control, for if they remained mutated too long, they risked becoming permanent creatures. Even so, they pressed on, proving once again that being a Ranger isn't just about the armor or the powers. It's about courage, sacrifice, and heart. The first time anyone heard about the Solar Rangers was in the pages of the Power Rangers comics published by Boom Studios during stories that explored the vast Ranger multiverse. These tales introduced a team entirely connected to outer space and to a mysterious force known as the Solarix. After the collapse of the Morphin Grid, a group of heroes, cut off from their original power sources, banded together under a new form of energy, the Solar Crystal, an artifact capable of channeling the grid's light in an alternate way. Leading this new team was Eliarian, the Purple Solar Ranger, who gathered warriors from different eras and teams to restore cosmic balance. Her allies were originally known as the Promethea Rangers, heroes who operated aboard the ship Promethea. They were a group of rangers from multiple teams, recruited by Grace Sterling to rescue those whose powers had been stripped away by Lord Drakkon. Eventually, they received fragments of the Solarix crystals from Eliarian, transforming them into the Solar Rangers. Among these heroes were Kimberly Hart, the Pink Solar Ranger, the legendary original Pink Ranger who continues to fight even without relying on her old power coins, Mike Corbett, the Black Solar Ranger, formerly the Magna Defender, bringing his wisdom and strong sense of honor to the team, and Tanya Sloan, the Yellow Solar Ranger, whose optimism and courage keep the group united amid chaos. Joining them as well were Heckle, the Blue Solar Ranger, once known as the villain Snide but now redeemed and determined to use his power for good, Andros, the Red Solar Ranger, the hero from In Space, whose leadership and resolve make him a strategic pillar of the team, and Cameron Watanabe, the Green Solar Ranger, the technological genius from Ninja Storm, responsible for adapting the Solarix and maintaining the team's link to the Morphin Grid. The team's lineup changes later on, but this version remains my favorite. In a dark alternate universe of the Power Rangers comics, there exists a devastated world known as the Coinless World. In this place, the story took a drastically different turn. The legendary Tommy Oliver never broke free from Rita Repulsa's influence. Instead of redeeming himself as he did in the original timeline, Tommy retained the power of the Green Ranger, betrayed his former mentor, and eventually merged the Green and White Ranger powers into a single morpher. From this fusion arose a new and dangerous entity, Lord Drakkon, a corrupted, authoritarian, and morally unbound version of the hero who once saved the world. Over time, Drakkon built an empire and imposed his rule across the planet. To sustain his reign, he developed a private army. Using energy stolen from morphers and the technology of the power coins, he created the Ranger Sentries, humans wearing mass-produced Ranger armor, each soldier assigned a specific role. Each sentry carries a fragment of the original hero's power, but twisted to serve Drakkon's will. Something even more intriguing happens later. In the comic Power Rangers Unlimited Coinless, Drakkon forms an unlikely alliance. After returning from exile, he finds the world he once conquered now under the threat of another force, the Black Spectre, and his army of individuals corrupted by dark power. This new threat forces Drakkon to join forces with former enemies, the original Power Rangers. In the alliance, Drakkon restores the Rangers' power coins in exchange for their help in defeating the new enemy. From this uneasy partnership, the Drakkon Rangers emerge, a powerful, if unlikely, team. Among the most notable members, Lord Drakkon himself serves as the Green Drakkon Ranger, the focal point of all the team's power. Kimberly Ann Hart, the former Pink Ranger, is transformed into a Darken version, an elite archer haunted by regret and manipulated mentally by Drakkon. Trini Kwan becomes the Yellow Drakkon Ranger, adding her strength and skill to the group. An unexpected addition is Farkas Bulkmeyer, who, unlike his comic relief persona, appears in this universe as one of the Red Drakkon Rangers, showing how even unlikely characters can be twisted under Drakkon's tyranny. The team also includes Kia as the Blue Drakkon Ranger, a disciplined warrior with a mysterious past, and Scorpina, Rita Repulsa's former ally, now appearing as the Black Drakkon Ranger, a lethal sentinel of Drakkon's dark empire. The Junior Rangers are an emerging group within the Ranger Academy universe, composed of young cadets who haven't yet reached full Power Ranger status, but who already demonstrate bravery, empathy, and a strong sense of duty. They represent the next generation of heroes in training, learning, making mistakes, and growing under the guidance of the Academy's veterans and instructors. During a routine mission, cadets Tula and Mathis suffer an accident and crash on the moon Viela, where they meet Sage, a courageous and curious shepherd. When the cadets are trapped in the midst of a devastating storm, Sage risks her life to save them, defying her father's orders not to get involved with outsiders. This act of bravery sparks a friendship that would forever change the fate of all three. Recognizing the girl's heroic spirit, Tula decides to recruit her for the Ranger Academy even without official authorization. With Mathis's help, the two secretly bring Sage to the school, falsifying records and presenting her as a new cadet. This marks the birth of the Junior Rangers, a small team guided more by heart than protocol, united by trust and the desire to do what's right. Within the academy, Tula takes on the role of mentor, guiding Sage through her first steps in the world of the Rangers. Mathis becomes the team's technical brain, always ready to improvise solutions and protect his friends from the consequences of bold decisions. Sage, with her curiosity and sensitivity, serves as the emotional core of the trio, the spark that inspires the others to remember why they dreamed of becoming Rangers. Though still cadets, the Junior Rangers embody the purest spirit of the franchise: courage, empathy, and the belief that anyone, even someone from a distant and humble world, can be a hero. Their formation began with an unlikely rescue, but their purpose is clear: to prove that the true power of a Ranger begins long before the morphing. Thanks for watching.